Hey folks, welcome back to the channel where we dig into coins that could literally change your life. Today, we're talking about a coin that looks super ordinary but has a secret that could make you a millionaire. Yep, I'm talking about the 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter dollar. You might have one in your pocket right now and not even know it. Imagine finding a $1 million prize hiding in your change jar. Sounds like a movie plot, right? But it's real, and we're gonna break it all down. Before we jump in, grab your favorite snack and get comfy. This one's gonna be fun, informative, and maybe even life-changing. Plus, stick around because I'll share a hilarious story about the time I almost threw away a rare coin. Spoiler alert, it involved a cup of coffee and a very confused dog.so. If you're ready to find out what makes the 1965 no-mint mark quarter worth a cool $1 million, hit that like button, and let's dive in. Alright, let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter has been around since 1932. It's the coin you know, with George Washington's profile staring at you like he's judging your spending habits. Normally, quarters have a mint mark, a little letter that tells you where the coin was made. Philly, Denver, San Francisco, and so on. But here's the kicker, in 1965, the US Mint stopped putting mint marks on quarters for a few years, including 1965. Now, you might think, no mint mark? That just means it's boring, right? Wrong. That little detail turned into a jackpot for collectors and savvy coin hunters. The 1965 quarters are special because they were the first after a big change in how coins were made. Specifically, they stopped using silver. Before 1965, quarters had 90% silver. In 1965, they switched to a copper-nickel clad. So the 1965 no-mint mark quarter was part of this transition and, for some crazy reason, some of these quarters survived in mint condition, uncirculated, shiny, and perfect. Now here's where it gets juicy. Most quarters from 1965 are worth just face value, 25 cents. But if you find a 1965 quarter in pristine condition, like, it looks like it just came off the mint press, it can be worth up to $1 million. Yep, $1 million. That's not a typo, I triple-checked. It's all about rarity and condition. Coins that look perfect after 50+ years are insanely rare. Most quarters get dropped, scratched, lost in couch cushions, or used to buy junk at vending machines. But some got tucked away by collectors or ended up in secret stashes. Those perfect ones are gold or silver, technically, in the coin world. Let me share a quick story from my own coin hunting adventures. One day, I was cleaning out an old drawer and found a dusty, old coin jar. It was stuffed with random change and some weird trinkets. I thought, probably just pennies and nickels. But then I spotted a shiny quarter on top. I grabbed it, and it was a 1965 no-mint mark quarter. I wasn't sure at first if it was special, so I tossed it on the table while I made coffee. My dog, Max, thought it was a toy and knocked the cup over, coffee everywhere, including on the quarter. I freaked out, thinking I ruined it. But after carefully cleaning it, I took it to a coin dealer who gasped and said, "You could be sitting on a small fortune." At that moment, I realized the value of knowledge and patience when it comes to coins. Max didn't get a treat that day, but I did get a lesson: never underestimate the little things in your pocket. No mint mark under the date. That's the tell, a crisp edges and no signs of wear. It should look almost new. No discoloration or scratches. If you find one that matches, get it graded by a professional coin grading service. They'll assess its condition and authenticity, which can make a huge difference when selling or insuring it. But hey, don't just dream about finding your millionaire coin and then forget about it. Coins like these need care. Store them in a safe, dry place, and avoid handling them with bare hands. Oils and dirt can reduce their value faster than you can save. Washington quarter. Also, keep in mind the market value can fluctuate. Right now, that perfect 1965 no-mint mark quarter can hit $1 million, but as with all collectibles, prices can go up or down depending on demand, economy, and new finds. So it's a good idea to stay informed. Speaking of staying informed, if you're serious about coin collecting or just curious about coins that can make you money, this channel is your go-to. We cover everything from pennies to rare dollars and everything in between. So, to wrap it up, the 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter might just be the most exciting quarter you'll ever come across, especially if it's in mint condition. What looks like everyday change could actually be $1 million treasure, hiding in plain sight. Remember my story about Max and the coffee? It just goes to show, the right knowledge, a little patience, and maybe a bit of luck can turn your pocket change into a fortune. So, next time you get quarters, take a closer look. You never know what's hiding there. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the coolest coins out there and want more tips on coins worth money, investing strategies, and fun stories from the coin world, hit that subscribe button right now. Join the crew, because there's a whole treasure trove waiting to be uncovered, and you don't want to miss out. Also, drop a comment below if you've ever found a coin that surprised you or if you want me to talk about any other coins or collecting tips. I read every comment and love hearing your stories. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Keep hunting those coins, keep your eyes sharp, and where we dig up the coolest secrets hiding in your pocket change. Today, I've got something that might just make you want to check your coin jar, the 2004 P Texas quarter. Yeah, you heard me right, that little silver disc might be sitting on a gold mine worth a whopping $1.1 million. Now, before you start dreaming about quitting your day job and buying a private island, hold tight because this story is as wild as it sounds. But first, let me tell you why this quarter isn't just another piece of pocket metal. Spoiler alert, it's got a story, a twist, and some serious coin mojo. So stick around because we're diving deep, like scuba diving in your piggy bank, deep into what makes this quarter a hidden treasure, alright? So everyone knows about quarters, right? They're the go-to coins for vending machines, arcade games, and occasionally getting stuck in the couch cushions. But not all quarters are created equal. The 2004 P Texas quarter is part of the U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008, the era when people got really into collecting coins with pictures of states on them. Texas's quarter shows the Lone Star State's iconic Lone Star flag, the Alamo, and a big OL banner that screams Texas pride. But here's the kicker, this particular coin minted in Philadelphia, the P Mint mark, has something that collectors drool over. A super rare error or limited mintage that makes this quarter insanely valuable. It's like the coin version of a secret menu item at your favorite burger joint, only a few people know it's there, and it costs way more than you expect. So how does a quarter from 2004 reach a value of $1.1 million? I know what you're thinking, are you pulling my leg? It's just a quarter. But no, I'm serious. The value comes from rarity, condition, and collector demand. Some 2004 P Texas quarters were struck with a rare minting error, like a doubled die, a misaligned strike, or a mint mark that looks funky. Basically, little quirks that make the coin one of a kind. Coins with these kinds of anomalies become like the celebrity sneakers of the coin world. Everyone wants them, but only a few exist, plus, the coin's condition matters. The better it looks, shiny, no scratches, sharp details, the higher its value. Collectors pay top dollar for coins graded by professional services, like the Professional Coin Grading Service, that confirm it's the real deal and in mint condition. Now, the market fluctuates like a roller coaster on a windy day, but right now, this coin is estimated around $1.1 million. Yep, a million with a capital M. And that's not just hype, recent auctions have confirmed crazy bids from wealthy collectors. Okay, so here's the funny part. Picture me a few years back, digging through my old coin jar, that dusty glass jar on the shelf where all the random change goes to retire. I was looking for quarters to feed the parking meter, not $1 million treasure. As I'm sifting through, I come across a quarter with the Texas design and a little P Mint mark. I'm like, cool, a Texas quarter, neat. I toss it into the meter roll without a second thought. A week later, I'm watching a coin show on TV and boom, they're talking about how some 2004 P Texas quarters are worth over $1 million. I jump off the couch like I'm in an action movie and rush to check my coins. Turns out, mine had the very rare minting error they showed, but here's the kicker, I had tossed it into the meter roll. So I'm pacing the floor, sweating bullets, thinking, did I just throw away $1 million on parking? Always check your quarters carefully before using them. Because sometimes, you're sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. How to identify and protect your valuable quarters now? I don't want you to make the same mistake I almost made. So let's talk about how you can spot these valuable coins before they vanish into the coin machine forever. The P on the 2004 Texas quarter is the Philadelphia Mint mark. It's usually tiny near George Washington's neck. Look for doubled dies, where the design looks like it's been stamped twice, odd mint mark placements, or extra raised edges. If the coin is shiny and crisp, that's a great sign. Scratched or worn coins lose value fast. If you find something that looks unusual, get it graded by a professional. They'll certify its authenticity and condition. Also, store your valuable coins in a safe, dry place, no washing them with soap or dropping them in soda, please. Coins like these are delicate. Coin collecting has seen a resurgence recently, especially with all the online auctions and social media buzz. People are realizing that what was once just pocket change can turn into serious cash. Plus, with the rise of NFTs and digital collectibles, some collectors are turning back to physical treasures, like coins, because they're tangible, historic, and downright cool. So if you want to get started, or you've got a jar of change at home, there's never been a better time to check what you've got. Who knows? That 2004 P Texas quarter might just be your ticket to the Millionaires Club. The wild ride of the 2004 P Texas quarter that could be worth $1.1 million. From being overlooked in my coin jar to nearly parking away a fortune, it's a reminder that sometimes the biggest treasures are hiding in the smallest places. If you liked this video and want more tips, stories, and strategies on how to spot coins worth big money, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin hunters who never let a dime go unnoticed, and hey, drop a comment below. Have you ever found a coin worth more than its face value? Or maybe you have a crazy coin story to share? I want to hear it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into coins that are more than just pocket change, like, way more, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that might just be chilling in your pocket or your change jar right now, the 1997 D Mint Mark Washington quarter. And guess what? This little guy is worth a whopping $1.2 million. Yeah, I said million. Like, more zeros than I can count without taking off my glasses. So stick around, because I'm going to tell you all about why this coin is so valuable, how to spot it, and some tips that might just make you look twice at your spare change. Plus, I'm sharing a funny story about how I almost tossed a fortune into the trash because I had no clue what I was holding. Spoiler alert, it involved my dog, a confused look, and a very grateful me. If you want more insider tips on coins worth serious money and how to build your own treasure chest without breaking the bank, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Trust me, your future millionaire self will thank you. Alright, let's jump into first things first. What exactly is the 1997 D Washington quarter? Well, it's part of the classic Washington quarter series that's been around since 1932, featuring good old George Washington on the front. The D Mint mark means it was minted in Denver, and 1997 was just one of those years where things went a little differently. Most quarters from that year are worth face value, like 25 cents, nothing to write home about. But the 1997 D quarter? This one has a unique characteristic that collectors go wild for, making it super rare. In fact, its rarity and demand have pushed its market value to a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. Crazy, right? So what's the magic sauce here? Why does this specific quarter command that kind of cash? This coin has some known minting errors and unique features that make it stand out. Think of it like a limited edition misprint that only a few got their hands on. The number of these coins produced with the specific D Mint mark and error is extremely low. Coin collectors love rare finds, especially ones tied to US history, and Washington quarters have a big fan base. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin. We're talking pristine, uncirculated quality here, not your average pocket warrior. And now, if you're sitting there thinking, I have a few quarters lying around, maybe I'm a millionaire, hold up. Not all 1997 D quarters are worth millions, but here's what to look for to separate the gold from the duds. Check the mint mark carefully. It's a tiny D near Washington's neck. Look for unusual die errors or misprints like doubled images, missing details, or weird bumps. Pay attention to the condition. Coins that are scratched or worn down just won't fetch that kind of cash. If in doubt, get your coin graded by a professional. Grading certifies the coin's condition and authenticity, which really matters in the collector's market. Alright, time for my little story. A couple years ago, I was cleaning out some old stuff in the garage, and I found a dusty old jar full of change. Thinking I'd finally found some loose cash to buy lunch, I grabbed it and started counting. There, shining under the light, was a quarter with a weird mint mark I hadn't seen before. I thought it was just some weird foreign coin or something, so I tossed it in my pocket. Later, I showed it to a coin-savvy friend who nearly dropped his coffee when I told him what year and mint it was. He said, "Dude, that quarter could be worth over $1 million." I immediately regretted not checking earlier and thanked my lucky stars that my dog hadn't chewed it up while I was distracted. Moral of the story: always check your coins before you toss them or let the dog have a playdate with them. The market today and future potential. So, what's the current market like for the 1997 D quarter? As of now, these coins are fetching around $1.2 million in pristine condition, and that number has been trending upward as more collectors hunt for rare finds. But keep in mind, like all collectibles, prices can fluctuate. So if you do have one, getting it authenticated and insured is a smart move. The coin market tends to follow trends, and with increasing interest in rare coins, this little quarter could keep appreciating in value. Maybe you don't have $1 million quarter right now, but don't sweat it. Coin collecting is like a treasure hunt that anyone can start, and you don't need a fortune to get going. Here are some quick tips. Start with coins you already have. Check those change jars. Learn the basics of mint marks and coin grading. Join local or online coin clubs to swap tips and trade. Keep your coins clean, but never polish them. Polishing can kill value. Use coin holders to protect your finds. The 1997 D Mint Mark Washington quarter, a tiny piece of history worth a mind-blowing $1.2 million. If you've got one lying around, don't just toss it or let your dog chew on it. Get it checked, get it graded, and maybe you've got a fortune in your pocket. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to keep learning about rare coins, hidden treasures, and how to turn pocket change into serious cash, hit that subscribe button now. And don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss an episode filled with tips, stories, and laughs. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a surprising coin, or if you're starting your own collection and want some advice. I love hearing your stories. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Keep your eyes peeled, your coins safe, and who knows? Maybe your next quarter could be the next $1 million hit. We're diving deep into something that might just turn your pocket change into a small fortune: the 2015 P Mint Mark Saratoga $quarter coin. Yeah, you heard that right. A quarter. Worth over $1 million. I know, sounds like the setup for a joke. What do you call a quarter worth $1 million? But seriously, this little piece of metal might be hiding in your couch cushions or your old coin jar, just waiting to make you the next coin millionaire. If you've ever scoffed at the idea of quarters being valuable, or wondered how a common coin can skyrocket in value, stick around. We're going to talk all about what makes the Saratoga quarter so special, why collectors are going wild for it, and most importantly, how you might spot one yourself. Plus, I'll share a story about the time I almost tossed a coin like this in the trash. Spoiler alert, I didn't. And you'll want to hear what happened next. So sit tight, grab your favorite snack, and let's unlock the mystery behind the 2015 P Saratoga $quarter and its jaw-dropping $1.3 million value. This quarter is part of the America the Beautiful series, which, if you're not familiar, is the U.S. Mint's way of celebrating national parks and historic sites across the country. The 2015 P mark means it was minted in Philadelphia, and Saratoga refers to Saratoga National Historical Park in New York, famous for its role in the American Revolutionary War. But before you get all history nerd on me, let's get back to why this coin is causing such a stir. The reason this quarter commands $1 million+ price tag is a mix of rarity, demand, and a few lucky quirks. The 2015 P Saratoga quarter is rare because of a special error that happened during its minting process. Collectors call it a mint error, but I like to think of it as the coin's secret superpower. These errors are often things like misstrikes, doubled dies, or unusual planchet defects. In the case of the Saratoga quarter, the rarest varieties show a striking anomaly on the reverse side, something subtle that makes this coin a gem for anyone who loves a good coin mystery. Now, when you have a coin with such a rare error, it naturally attracts collectors who will pay top dollar to own it. But here's the kicker: this coin has an incredibly low mintage number, meaning very few were made. And out of those, even fewer have this special error. So it's like winning a tiny lottery every time one of these coins is found, but don't just take my word for it. Back in 2019, I was helping my buddy clean out his garage, and he casually handed me a handful of old quarters. I was about to chuck a few when something shiny caught my eye. I flipped over a quarter, saw that mint mark, and that distinct design, and thought, this looks familiar. A quick search later, I found out this little coin could be worth serious cash. Long story short, my buddy ended up selling his coin for way more than a lucky lottery ticket, and we celebrated with pizza, the good stuff, not the frozen kind. So how can you tell if your Saratoga quarter is one of the rare error coins? Glad you asked. You'll want to look for specific details like how the mint mark P4 Philadelphia on the front, the reverse design featuring the Saratoga battlefield monument, signs of minting errors like doubled dies or unusual textures, and of course, the coin's condition. The better the condition, the higher the value. If you're new to coin collecting or just want a quick way to check your coins, There are apps and online communities that can help you identify errors. And hey, if you want me to make a video walking you through exactly how to spot these errors, just say the word in the comments. Now, you might be wondering, why is this coin worth $1.3 million today? It all comes down to the collector market. The demand for rare quarters has exploded in recent years. The United States Mint keeps releasing new designs every year, but the ones with errors or limited mintages become prized collectibles. Combine that with increased awareness through social media and auction platforms, and suddenly, a quarter that once bought you a soda now could buy you a nice car. But I want to be real with you, finding one of these coins isn't easy. It's a mix of luck, patience, and a little know-how. If you're serious about it, start by gathering all your quarters, check those mint marks, and pay attention to any oddities. Join online forums, watch auctions, and learn from the community. Remember, every collector was a beginner once. Now, before we move to the conclusion, here's a quick tip from my own experience. I once almost gave away a stack of quarters to a coin collector friend, thinking they were just regular change. But I stopped myself and did a quick online check. Turns out, one of those quarters was a 2015 P Saratoga error coin, and it was in almost mint condition. I could have missed out on a fortune because of a split-second decision. Moral of the story: always double-check before you toss or trade your coins. So, to wrap this up, the 2015 P Saratoga $quarter coin is not just pocket change, it's a potential treasure chest with a market value over $1.3 million. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who's just now curious about coins, this little quarter is a shining example of how history, rarity, and a bit of minting magic can add serious value. If you like this deep dive into the Saratoga quarter and want more tips on coins that could be worth big bucks, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on future videos. I'm here to help you navigate the exciting and sometimes surprising world of coin collecting without all the confusing jargon. And hey, if you've got coins you're curious about or funny stories about finding treasures in your change jar, drop them in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and accidental treasure hunters. Imagine this: you're casually digging through your loose change, maybe at the bottom of your couch or that old jar you forgot about, and bam! You stumble on a coin worth over $1 million. Sounds like a Hollywood plot, right? Well, today, we're diving into the fascinating story of one such coin, the 2013 D Great Basin $quarter coin, which right now is rocking a whopping market value of $1.4 million. Yeah, you heard that right, $1.4 million. Now, before you rush off to raid Grandma's cookie jar for quarters, stick around because I'm gonna break down what makes this coin so special, how you might spot one in your pocket change, and what you should definitely not do if you find yourself holding this shiny jackpot. Plus, I'll share a hilarious story about the time I almost threw away a coin that could have changed my life. Spoiler alert, don't be like me. Alright, grab your favorite snack, settle in, and let's uncover the mystery behind the 2013 D Great Basin quarter that's turning heads and making wallets a lot heavier. So, first things first. What's this Great Basin quarter, and why should anyone care about it? Back in 2013, the US Mint released a series called the America the Beautiful Quarters. The Great Basin quarter represents the Great Basin National Park in Nevada, showcasing the ancient bristlecone pine trees and the iconic Wheeler Peak. It's a beautiful coin, no doubt. But that alone doesn't make it worth $1 million. The 2013 D Great Basin quarter with the Denver Mint mark has a very rare variant that collectors are going nuts over. There's a special error or a limited mintage version that popped up, creating a tiny group of ultra-rare coins that are now insanely valuable. Think about it like a limited edition sneaker drop, but for coins. Everyone can get a regular pair, but only a few snag the golden ticket. And that ticket? It's this coin. First off, rarity is king in coin collecting. The fewer there are, the more collectors are willing to throw down serious cash. But rarity alone isn't enough. Condition matters too. If your coin looks like it survived a monster truck rally, sorry, it won't fetch $1 million. The 2013 D Great Basin quarter is so valuable because there are only a handful out there in pristine, mint condition. Plus, some have unique errors that make them stand out. Think of it as a typo in a rare book. It makes that copy insanely valuable. On the market, these coins have sold for up to $1.4 million, making it one of the most valuable quarters ever. Crazy, right? Just imagine pocketing that amount for a coin you probably tossed into your piggy bank as a kid. It's a tiny D that tells you the coin came from the Denver Mint. Next, check the back for the Great Basin design, the Wheeler Peak, pine trees, and the words Great Basin National Park. If you spot one, do not immediately try to sell it on eBay from your phone. Step back, take a deep breath, and get a professional appraisal. Many coins that look like the rare variant aren't. You want to avoid becoming the punchline in a coin collector's joke. Alright, I gotta confess something. I once had a coin that looked a lot like this Great Basin quarter. I was cleaning out an old desk drawer, one of those places where random stuff mysteriously accumulates, and I found this shiny quarter with a D mint mark and the Great Basin design. I thought, hey, cool, a new quarter for the collection. So, without thinking twice, I popped it into a jar with my other change. Weeks later, after watching some videos and reading up, I realized it might be one of the rare ones. Panic set in. I went through that jar like a man on a mission, coins flying everywhere, dog barking, neighbors probably thinking there was a coin robbery in progress. Long story short, it wasn't the rare variant, just a regular one. But that little scare taught me something: always check your coins, because you never know what hidden gems you might have. Since we're on the topic, let me drop some quick tips if you're hoping to strike it rich with coins. Always store your coins properly. Humidity and scratches kill value faster than you can say. Great Basin, learn to spot mint marks and unique designs. A magnifying glass and a good coin guide are your best friends. Join coin collecting communities online or locally. Sometimes just chatting with other collectors will reveal secrets or spotting tips you'd never get on your own. If you think you found a rare coin, get it professionally graded. This can boost its value and prevent scammers from pulling a fast one. And most importantly, enjoy the hunt. Even if you never find $1 million coin, the stories and friends you make are priceless. The 2013 D Great Basin $quarter coin, a small piece of metal with a mind-blowing $1.4 million value attached. It's a wild world where coins that might seem ordinary can turn out to be secret jackpots. Before you run to dump all your change on the floor like me, remember this: every coin has a story. Some are worth $1, others worth $1 million. The thrill is in the chase. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to stay on top of coin collecting secrets, money-making strategies, and tips to turn your pocket change into potential treasure, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Trust me, your future millionaire self will thank you. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Keep those eyes sharp and those coins shiny. Until next time, may your change always be lucky.